Yeah. Perfect. Will you look at the camera for me? Or you can stay serious. You don't have to smile, you can do whatever you want. Thank you.
Good evening and thanks for watching our first Humans at CSU show of the semester. I'm Brynn Carman. I hope everyone has enjoyed the warm weather we have had the past few days and is settling into spring semester. With all the love still in the air after yesterday's Valentine's Day, 3 special guests kick off our show this evening. Good evening, Georgia, Chrissy, and Shiloh.
Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for being on our show tonight.
Oh, we're delighted.
We're so excited to have you.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about yesterday's Valentine's Day event.
Well, it was interesting to have the kids come in, and they enjoy the dogs so much that we are glad to come. You know, we like to help give them a relief from whatever they're doing. And I don't have trouble finding teams that like to come.
I bet you don't.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about your involvement in it, Chrissy.
Certainly. So I'm with the CSU Mortar Board, and that's a National Honor Society for college seniors. And this week is Mortar Board Week. So we were founded on February 15th, back in the early 1900s. And now every chapter across the nation for Mortar Board Week, we host different events, we do different programming. A lot of it is aimed at promoting awareness of our chapter and also kind of raising awareness for new members who are looking at the chapter for next year. We are a society of seniors, so there's a really high turnover. And yesterday's event, we called it Puppy Love. It was in the LSC. And of course, we've heard a lot about the havoc dogs on campus, so we thought, what would be better than dogs on campus for Valentine's Day to help students de-stress from studying?
You're right. And I mean, the event was an hour long, and there were quite a few people that kind of came in and out. Mm-hmm. Tell me a little bit, has Havoc done other on-campus events as well?
Yes, recently we are doing them all the time. The requests are coming in very quickly, and right now I have 7 to arrange for.
Wow.
And it's, I like to do them, and I like my teams to do them because it helps the students so much, and the dogs enjoy it. You know, they really enjoy being with all the students. They get a little excited sometimes, but they really have a good time.
They do get excited, but that's also what's fun, is to see the dogs interact too, as well as with the students and with their owners. Very interesting. How many dogs do you have?
We have, in the Havoc organization, we have between 150 and 160 volunteers and about 175 animals. Mostly dogs. We have only 2 cats.
Okay. Why do you think dogs are more popular?
Well, it's not that. We have a hard time finding cats. The cats are very independent. Many don't like to ride in a car to go any place. And they are not real enthusiastic about just sitting on a lap. So we do have a hard time finding them. The cats that we've had the most success with have been 2 cats that were hit by a car and had head trauma. And they would sit on the laps for as long as anyone wanted them.
Wow. That's really special.
But the others, it takes a special cat to do what the dogs do.
What Shiloh does. Tell me a little bit about his life. How long has he been at Havoc?
Shiloh is 5 years old. I started him working at 2 years old. We have a lot of training for them to go through for about 4 months. We want to make sure that when they go enter a facility to work with others, that they feel comfortable and know what they're doing. So we have a longer than anyone else, but it pays off because it works right away.
It does. It definitely does. Chrissy, do you have any dogs?
I do.
So yesterday's event was just extra for you?
Yesterday's event was a little bit extra. Back at home, we have a black German Shepherd. His name is Bear. He's really fluffy behind the ears, and I miss him quite a bit. But, you know, having the Havoc dogs on campus in various places, whether it be, you know, through Mortar Board at the LSC or in the library, even on the plaza, I think that helps a lot of students because I personally, at least, don't get to see dogs or cats or any animals for that matter very much being back at school. And so especially during a week like this when midterms are hitting, school, work, everything kind of seems to be coming at a pretty quick pace. it's nice to take an hour or two and just de-stress playing with some furry friends.
Definitely. It is amazing how much of an impact they can have, and we don't
Oh,
really get to
yes.
see them. Being college students, a lot
Right.
of us are too busy,
Right.
and you can't have them in the dorms, and a lot of landlords don't allow them. So it is
That's
such a
right.
wonderful opportunity when
Yes.
they're on campus or on the plaza. It's wonderful.
And it's amazing how many come out.
yeah.
At Student Center, we had 293 come out, and in the library, we had 229 come.
Wow.
All lined up waiting for us. It was really was a nice experience.
It is, and the dogs feel it too,
Oh yes,
just as much as
Oh,
we
yes.
do. I think we don't think about it as
Oh,
much,
yes.
but
Well, they feel very important with the work they're doing, and it gives them a purpose in their life.
yes, yes, it does. A dog's purpose.
Yeah.
Chrissy, tell me about the other events for Founders Day.
Yep, so we have a mixer tomorrow night, Thursday from 6 to 7:30 in the Laurie Student Center. And that's pretty much for new and prospective members to get a little feel for what Mortarboard is, some of our service projects, see if they get along with the chapter. And it's really exciting because as a chapter we focus on service, scholarship, and leadership. And so the mixer gives new students a chance to talk with current members, see what they're involved with on campus, see if they have any common interests, and really just a time to get to know us and, see if they're involved.
Excellent. And if they don't go to the mixer, what are other ways they can find you to get involved?
Certainly. So we have a pretty active presence on social media. You can find us on Facebook, CSU Mortarboard, Instagram, CSU Mortarboard. And we do, Member Appreciation Monday, Mortarvation Tuesday, things like that. So come find us on Instagram, find us on Facebook, and we'll be happy to answer any questions that you have.
Great. Well, I could say yesterday, from my eyes, it seemed to be a success. So it was wonderful going to that. And thank you both. And thank you, Shiloh, for being on the show tonight. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, Brynn.
Thank
Yep.
you.
Coming up next, I'll sit down with a former CSU student who hosted an event yesterday to show love to the local homeless community.
Tune in to KCSU, your student-run radio station at Colorado State University. Live 24 hours a day, every day at 90.5 FM and kcsufm.com. Live local new music now, and news, talk, and sports. KCSU, the radio voice of Colorado State, on the air since 1964.
You're watching CTV, produced by Colorado State University students, bringing you news, weather, sports, and entertainment from campus and beyond. CTV live Monday through Thursday at 7 p.m. on campus and Fort Collins on Channel 11. Repeats at midnight, 8 a.m., noon, and 2 p.m.
The Rocky Mountain Collegian is your student-run news and information platform. Pick up your paper on campus or around Fort Collins Monday through Thursday with special editions Fridays. And check out collegian.com anytime for all the latest updates. News, sports, entertainment, opinion, and more. The Rocky Mountain Collegian, serving Colorado State since 1891.
College Avenue has been your student magazine for the last 10 years. College Avenue prints once a month covering topics that are relevant to the CSU and Fort Collins community. We also print special editions like the graduation guides at the end of each semester, the best of CSU each fall, and the orientation guide each summer. Look for us on racks around campus, off campus, or online at collegian.com under the College Avenue tab.
Oh, yeah.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
Now on Humans at CSU is Asia Throrn. Thank you so much for being on our show tonight.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Tell me a little bit about yesterday's event.
So Project Give Love was about going out into the community and giving back to the homeless. I was very inspired by my aunt who just passed away, and after I read her obituary, I just realized that that's the most important thing, that radiating love and giving to people is what they truly remember. And a quote that really stuck in my head was by Maya Angelou, and it was that people don't remember what you said, people don't remember what you do, but people remember how you make them feel. And that's something that personally struck me because I just remembered how she felt, and it was just something that really inspired me to want to give and want to be a part of my community, because I think it's important, and I think love can move people to do a lot of things, and that's just having a good day, let alone, and that's something that really inspired the initiative to start. And coming into the Valentine's holiday, I'm a very loving person. I love to love and all those cliche things.
It's a good thing.
Yeah, a little bit. But so, I was a little heartbroken, a little sad, and coming in, but I thought about my own situation, and I'm a person who has a roof above my head, I have food in my belly, I have great supportive friends, and feeling sad coming into this holiday, I couldn't imagine what people who don't have less than that have felt. So I talked to different connections that I have, and everyone contributed, and it was so wonderful. I had my job called Podium Marketing. They contributed about 75 gloves to the cause. Mountain Kids Pediatric Dentistry, they donated over 165 toothbrushes. Beta Gamma Nu, they donated over, I think, about $40 worth of just toiletries. I've had several friends who donated to it too. It was just a very remarkable thing, and it just felt really good to see that other people wanted to be a part of the community, and they wanted to contribute to other people feeling love on such a hallmark day. But
wow, what an incredible story. So nice to hear from you and hear that's kind of how you created it. And I think something, as you were talking about it, is giving love, but also feeling love, because I'm sure yesterday was such an outpouring for you to be doing something so much greater for the community. And what a wonderful event. When did you start the initiative?
So my aunt passed away on the 19th of January, and the relationship I was in ended, and so I went down to Pueblo to go to her wake, and that's when I read her obituary, and that was on the 21st of January. So that was when the idea sparked, and from there it kind of just took root and kind of just grew and grew and grew, but that was initially when the idea came into my mind.
Wow, that's really amazing. And then how did you kind of work with those vendors and those other organizations and companies to get some of the products?
So luckily, it kind of just flowed,
Everything fell into place. It was meant to be.
It really did. It takes a little bit of sadness to have something great come out of it. And it was really just calling those people and just reaching out to them. And like I said, just sharing the idea, like, hey, this is what I want to do on Valentine's. I want to give back to the community. I want to make these goodie bags for the homeless and go and pass them out. And initially, when I started thinking about the initiative, I was thinking like chocolate-covered pretzels and fruits and those sort of things. Just
instead of more necessity things that they could use.
Yes, and then I kind of got more ideas when I was doing my activations for my job, and I was like, we have a ton of gloves. These would be great. They'll be so handy. And being in Colorado, it's freezing all the time.
It is. Yep.
So that came from that idea, and it just kind of sprung up. And so I talked to my work first, and then I called the dentist offices, and they were just gracious. It was just an outpour of just, here, this is a good thing you're doing. We want to help. Sorry we can't be there, but this is what we can contribute, and it was just wonderful. And
Can I see them?
Yeah, for sure, definitely. So these are the ones with the gloves.
Okay.
And then we also made some with socks, and so
this is perfect.
Yeah, we have a comb in there, a rubber band for your hair, a granola bar, instant coffee, a toothbrush, and a washcloth. So it was really, really easy, honestly, when I had my girlfriends come over, and we just, in one night, in about 3 hours, we created about 124 of them on Sunday night. And so it was really awesome that
How many of your girlfriends helped you out?
So that evening there was Gabby, Sadie, Martha, Deanna, and Alexa and Allie who came to my house. So there was about 6 of us, but we kind of did it in little increments, but it was really fast and just really wonderful to get it done.
So I'm sure a lot of the people were just super thankful to get them. Tell me about how it was when you were passing them out and experiencing that.
It was, honestly, it was a very selfish feeling, I'm not gonna lie, because it felt really good to just see that giving love to people who really wanted to accept it and really appreciated it. That was a really strong, good feeling. There were some who didn't want to accept what we had to give, and I mean, on the grander scale of things, it's understandable. But there were some that were just like, bless your heart, like, thank you so much. This means so much to us. And this one man, he was actually offering us candy after we gave it to him. He's like, here, take a candy out of a bag. And I was like, no, that's for you. Like, that's yours. And he's like, no, I have so many. You guys are so sweet.
It's so nice.
Yeah,
it's so great that they reacted like that and they were thankful for it and appreciative and, you know, felt the love that day.
Yeah, that was the goal, and it was definitely reached, and it was just awesome to see them smile and to just see that the reaction. This one lady was like, oh, I didn't even realize it was Valentine's Day. And it was just like, that's so funny that like when you're living a different lifestyle than what we're comfortable to, that you don't get caught up in those small things like a Hallmark type of holiday, that it's just another day because you're just trying to make sure you have a place to sleep. And that's
such a different lifestyle.
It's such a different lifestyle, and it's such an eye-opener to realize that there's such bigger and greater things than the simple lives that we live and we take for granted.
Well, congratulations. It's so amazing to hear your story and what you did. Do you think it sparked initiative to do more? To do more outreach and community involvement?
It definitely did. I've worked with the city of Fort Collins for 3 years now, and that's been great, but I went to the career fair today at CSU.
I did too.
It was good. It was really interesting, but I realized that philanthropy is kind of something I'm a little bit more interested in. It was just because there's so much, and especially with everything that's going on political-wise, like there's so much divide within our nation that I think it's important to bring people together and to have a common interest, and that's just making the community better.
Wow, what a great way to say it, and I wish you all the best in your future endeavors.
Thank you, as well, Brynn. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being on the show tonight.
Not a problem.
Our next interview is with a grad student who's created a friendship app. I have a feeling he and I will become great friends when we talk after the break.
Gary, we are GetSchooled.com. You want a college education, don't you? You know you do. That's why we're here. We're free and here to guide you through every step of the way, starting with attendance. Gary, financial aid forms. Picking a college, man. You and us. We go together like tacos and Tuesday.
And I love tacos. Go to GetSchooled.com.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self, and I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
Me and my boy Matt had it good. He had catnip that was off the hook. But one day, he brings a girl home, and she's allergic to cats. Every sneeze was a nail in my coffin. Now I'm in a shelter. It's decent, but they don't even have Wi-Fi.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
After years of traveling, Brian Ritter always dreamed of creating a way to connect people. Now as CSU grad student, he has followed his dreams and designed an app called Social Ping. Good evening, Brian. Thank you so much for being on our show tonight.
It's awesome to be here. Thank you for having me.
So tell me a little bit about your inspiration behind this app.
Yeah, so I was traveling around the world and, I'm trying to meet people, make friends, sometimes traveling alone. And it's really difficult to meet people. You've got hostels and you've got bars, but sometimes you don't want to put yourself out there. And there's tons of dating apps and there's all these interesting ways to find dates or hookups, but there's no great way to just meet a friend, make a connection, and so that's kind of where the idea stems from.
Really interesting. Where were you traveling necessarily when you started to notice this?
Let's see. I was traveling all around the world, in Africa, in Asia, in Europe, South America, Central America, and I think I kind of started conceptualizing the idea when I was in the Middle East, actually, in about 2006. And then, fast forward a few years, I'm working at a marketing agency, and I'm reading about some of these new apps taking off, especially in the online dating industry. And I'm thinking to myself, there are all these apps and people are using them, but there's not a great app for just friendship, platonic friendship, Where do you go if you just want to have fun and be social?
Nowhere.
And so that's kind of where the idea came from, and we decided to make that we turned that vision into a reality, if you will.
Very interesting. Now, is this something that you're hoping will go global at some point, or is it? I'm guessing right now it's kind of in the local stages, but.
So we just launched about 2 weeks ago, and it's open in the U.S. right now.
Okay.
And we plan to expand internationally in the coming months. So initially, we're going to hit. English-speaking countries such as the UK, Australia, Canada, as well as India. My dev team, the developers, who are incredible, Ashwin Ramakrishnan, and a few other guys, 2 of them are CSU grads as well. They're all from India. And so that'll be a huge market for us as well as China. And then we hope to just kind of expand everywhere.
Excellent. Tell me a little bit about the developing. Is that something you've studied or you've had to hire out other people to help kind of create it from the base?
Yeah, so in my company we have it kind of split on 2 sides. We have the technology side and then we have the business operations side.
Okay.
I handle the business side and my developers handle the technology side. And we all work in collaboration in concert to kind of bring our vision to fruition. And I'm not a developer, I don't have experience in developing, but I conceptualize the app.
Excellent. Now, I don't know much about apps or technology, but can you tell how many people have actually downloaded the app and are using it currently?
We have several hundred people that have downloaded the app, mostly in the Colorado region, but we have people from all over the U.S. right now that are using it. We've had several people from Australia and Canada reach out to us asking when we're going to open the app up to them as well, which we take as really great news. It's exciting because we're not exactly sure how they found us, but we're really happy that they did. And yeah, so it's just kind of getting started, we're just in that kind of infantile stage, if you will. But the more people that find out about it, the more people that are registering and they're telling their friends and so on and so forth. And that kind of word of mouth buzz has been really important for us.
Definitely. It's an exciting time because it's just beginning and like you said, word of mouth. And
absolutely.
As soon as it catches on, it could just, become huge.
And that's the hope, We hope that we get that, what they call virality, viral momentum going.
There's so much of that in different social media sites and different dating apps and things like that. I think you'll be successful, but tell me a little bit about the outline of the app. So how do you get involved? Do you have a username? Does it go off of email?
Yeah, so the whole concept for us is about being real, Unlike a lot of other social media platforms where you might have 1,000 Facebook friends, how many of those people do you actually know and see and interact with in person? And so for us, it's all about being real. You're a real person, you have a real name. You use both when you register for our app. We have an authentication process to make sure that that is the way that it is and there are no catfishing or anything like that going on. And then from there, it's just about connecting based on shared interests. I like football, you like football, let's go play football. It's a beautiful day, let's go hike the Maroon Bells, that kind of a thing. It's great for traveling. It's great for people that are new to town. Maybe you're just bored and you want to try something new. But because we took out all the awkwardness of a dating app, it's not based on aesthetics, who's hot, who's not. It's just simply based on what you like to do, And if you share that same common interest, you can be friends with just about anybody.
Sure.
And that's kind of the idea that we went with.
Really cool. Now, have you met any new friends off your own app?
I have. It's been really interesting. It's been fun. There's been great traction here in Fort Collins, which has been awesome. We've gotten some publicity in some local publications. Good. And, I try to interact with as many people as I can. I love being social. I think it's fun. And I want other people to be more social. As a society, we're facing unprecedented loneliness and social isolation, in large part due to these technological advancements. And so we're trying to take the technology and make a social tool for connecting and making friends easier than ever before.
Wow. Well, it sounds great. It sounds like you're on the right track, and we wish you luck. We
I
can't
really
wait to hear
appreciate it.
how it goes in a couple months. We'll have to get an update.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you for being on the show. Good luck with everything, Brian.
Thank you.
Yep. That does it for our first Humans of CSU show of the semester. I'll be back the Wednesday after spring break for more interviews with members from our CSU community. Good night.